This is a super impromptu video about Egypt. So I just came off a beautiful meditation. I've been called in to share some of the experience I have around Egypt and just wanted to touch base with you guys and give you some information. So for me, what has been going on is definitely feeling the energies lately, and for sure it's been kind of mind blowing what's been happening energetically for me. And so we just came out of as I said, a meditation, and I can feel my entire crown. It's been singing, so to speak. This has been going on for a few months for me, and I get special zings or ringing in the ears when something I need to pay attention to is coming through. And so this is very impromptu again, I say. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Egypt. And for me, Egypt was a calling, which was never on my radar. It was never really there. And then it showed up in my awareness and kept showing up and kept showing up. Different videos, different signs. And I came to realize that I was definitely meant to go. And so I had set up a trip for September with a friend who's there, and she has a special trip that she does, and I was going to join her on that trip. And in the end, I actually didn't end up doing that trip. I ended up going sooner. And what happened was a friend of mine that is very well connected, Trudy, well, thank you, Trudy, I love you, was like, no, you're supposed to go now. Your guides are saying go now. And that was in March of 2023. And I thought, okay, I need to know this for sure myself. And so I took out the tarot cards and I was shuffling them. And one card goes flying across the room, and I go pick it up. And it's the Ace of Swords, which means yes. Aces mean yes. And it also means spring, like, yes, go. And within a couple of weeks, I booked my trip, despite what was happening in the world and what was going on energetically. I was going to Egypt on my own, and would definitely be meeting this friend there and exploring Egypt on my own. So I decided to take my divining rods, and I went to Egypt and I surrendered. Said, "What would you like me to do? Where would you like me to go?" I definitely had taken some crystals with me that I was called to take with me. I definitely did not have a game plan. I knew where I was staying the first few nights. I ended up staying in a hotel because my cousin ended up being there, and she was coming in from Abu Dhabi and had this nice hotel. So I spent a couple nights in a nice hotel in Egypt and just really enjoyed that experience, got to know the area a bit. We went into the pyramids. We went in first thing in the morning to Giza. And as I lied in the sarcophagus, which you're not supposed to do, but we bribe the guard and the guard leaves. So I lie down in there, and there happened to be another group of healers in there, and they had surrounded the sarcophagus, and everybody was humming. And as they were humming, and I was lying there, I could feel in my brain something go ching, 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 click. And I was like, well, that was interesting. And as this humming's happening, you can feel this resonance change within the space, which is freaking fascinating when you're in there. So you're like, oh, this is that sarcophagus was never a tomb, never ever. It's an energy point. The pyramids are built because they're on ley lines there, which are energy grids on the earth. And there's a point on Giza's pyramid in there that they were directing energy. So it was free energy. It was a way of getting free energy. There's much about this and much more to be shared in the future. But I just wanted to share a little more about my experience there and why I'm being called to take a group there in October. And my goal for this is the reasoning behind this is I had huge energy shifts the entire time in Egypt. I had things unfold and just surrendered to the experience. I had tea with a family down this lane that I accidentally went down when I was up at Karnak by myself. And I didn't take guides everywhere. I really went by myself. I hired a couple guides and had a contact there if I needed them to pick me up. And I was like, no, I'm walking. I'm good. He's like, okay. Not like most tourists, like fit it all in. I really just surrendered to the experience and walked around and just absorbed and took in. And a lot of the time it was like, oh, that's fake. And that's fake too. and I use the rods to decipher where I should go. And he would ask questions like, "Do you want to go here?" And I'd be like, "Yes, no." By the time I left, he's like, "Can you ask the rods a question for me?" Which was quite funny. Um, but the whole time there, in that surrendering, I had about 3 days at the end where I just stayed in this hotel with the pool, and I just rested and had visions and had dreams and had more, "Oh, this is why I was here," and the elementals came in, and it was just this loving experience that ground and the land is so nourished there. There's so much history there. I believe we've all, on these lifelines, timelines, past lives, whatever you want to call it, we've all had time in Egypt. And so it can be very healing for us to go there and to release and integrate and find new things and heal. And so in doing this trip coming up, it's all about, it's not about a schedule. It's not about ticking off the box like, yeah, I did that and I did that. It's off my bucket list now. It's about this beautiful point of the energies on earth right now where we can actually embrace and take in experiences by feeling our way through emotionally, mentally, and physically. What do you feel? How are you feeling? And with two guides coming, so there's myself and Serafina, and my goal for this is to help you embrace who you truly are, to remember who you truly are, how actually big you are, how you came for this time on earth right now. You came here at this time to remember who you are and help the collective through this shift. We've got a very big collective consciousness shift happening. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's we're all souls having this human experience. We're all energy beings, and we all can affect and cause with each other. And so, as we go through this shift, there's an opportunity to really go inward and find your gifts and what you're calling. You know, you set this up. We all know, and I know it's to use my voice, to use my throat chakra, to take people from religion and from beliefs into this spirituality, which is not new age. It's not, all an inside job. It's going in and getting to know your soul and who you are and how you're meant to show up and how you're meant to not not follow the dogmatic principles that the herd is following. It's only for you. It's only your experience and only you can have it. And by going within and having this opportunity to be held in this container of possibility and shift and healing, that's what this is about. This isn't about a sightseeing ticket off the bucket list. This is about a deep, deep healing for you so you can remember who you truly are and why you're here. And the one thing we all signed up for when we came in was to give back the information of our experience. So there's something called the Akashic record or the living library or the halls of records, whatever you would like to refer to it as. And source just wanted to know itself. That's how we all came in to be in this space doing this experience to begin with. And whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's all just an experience. There's almost a beautiful neutral point that when you don't emotionally attach to things, you can just enjoy this experience from a neutrality and just observe. And it becomes a whole new experience. And it's quite fascinating. But it does mean getting out of your head, means opening your heart and leading with your heart. And at this point in time and that where we're at, that this is what's needed most right now, not only for you to heal, but also for the collective. Because when we work on ourselves, we affect, it's a ripple effect. It goes out and it heals so many other people at the same time. Let me take you back to Egypt. So we have a private in the Giza. We have a private, so that's the King's Chamber and Queen's Chamber. We have a private in the Sphinx. I haven't done that private yet, so I'm excited about that. And then also another healing chamber we get to go into. That means it's just us and our group and our energy and our healing. And the way we're guiding you is an energetic guide and a healing guide. And whatever needs to be healed for you will be healed, which is what's going to be really beautiful. It will be a huge energetic shift for you. I promise. I promise you will get exactly what you need in this time and space. So we're going to hit those and do those quite efficiently. And then we're going to drop over to a fjord off the Red Sea about 5.5 hours away and stay by the Red Sea and really kind of a rebirth, reheal, integrate, and take all that and embody it. And so by embodying that, now we're not leaving you stranded, we're helping you integrate it. And there'll be an opportunity for a call later on. So that's for a 1 week trip. And then the second week, should you choose to add it on, we're going to head up to Karnak, which is at Luxor. And there's a farm village on the other side of the Nile that I've got a hotel lined up for that we will stay in. And there's some beautiful food. And we have Valley of the Kings and Valley of the Queens and all those areas to explore, as well as Karnak. And at Karnak, there's some really beautiful things there to explore. And I have a private access to a few spots there as well through one of the guides that I met while I was there. And so to have set up this container and allowed for all this to unfold the way it has, I'm literally guided to do this. This is a gift that I'm to give because of my experiences in Egypt and because I know the experience people will have. And it's all energetic. It's all a feeling. Can't get through this with your head anymore. We really have to lead with the heart. And so that second trip, we're also trying to get into the new Isis temple that was found. So I can't guarantee that one, but we will remote view if we can't get in because it doesn't have access so far that I know of. But I've asked, can you ask? Can you find out? And so it's possible. So anything's possible if we can put our attention on it and envision it happening. And so part of this too is this manifestation that we are energy beings and we are drawing to us all of our experiences by the energy we're giving off. And so we're going to talk to you about that as well. So between myself and Serafina, you've got a very good, very actually fucking incredible, pardon my potty mouth, experience ahead of you. And it is not like a tour of Egypt that you go on and book with Travelocity per se. So I really wanted to put this video out to let you know about the feeling, that emotion, the joy I have just thinking about getting to go again and getting to see Amir, who I've set up. We have a private person, all ours, the entire trip, who will interpret, who will inform and give us history and help guide us and protect us. So I don't know if you know, but when you go to Egypt, it's almost like Mexico, where there's a lot of people peddling stuff and come be with me. And I said, none of that. We don't want any of that. We really want, no, that's not how we operate in this new world. We're going to operate by attracting to us what we want, which is this energy way of being and this energy way of showing up. So yeah, if this calls to you at all or resonates with you at all, let me know because I'd love to hear from you. So we have more details going up this week at Adventures for Connection. There is a bit of a write-up there now. And you can always email me or reach out to me on social media. I'm all over the place, everywhere all at once. And yeah, I'm here to help through this collective shift. And this is just one of many trips to Egypt. The other places I'm going to are Japan, Australia, Mexico, and the US around the Grand Canyon area. There's pyramids there as well. And even as I do this, the vibration within my body is quite floaty. It's quite fascinating to just feel like how much something resonates with you when it's meant to be and it's correct and it's right. So yeah, and we'll be starting a monthly free healing group on my Adventures for Connection site. You can sign up for that. There's no charge for that. And then we'll be doing a year-long membership, which will get you discounts on trips. I do have another trip locally as well coming up for Vedette Lake, the 15th through the 18th of September. And information on that is also on Adventures for Connection. And the whole reason for setting this up was what I found going and working with Mind Valley and hosting events and hosting these seminars was people were looking for connection. And you get true connection. It's not this outward thing. It's how you feel inside, and then you vibrate at the same resonance with other people. You get this really deep, deep connection that you get to have where they feel the same way I do. And it's this wonderful feeling to find your tribe, your frequency family. And that's my goal, is to help guide people to find out who they truly are. So, in Adventures for Connection, that's what it's about. It's an inside job. It's about taking you on an adventure first with yourself and then with like minded people to find your frequency family, so to speak. So I'll leave you with that today. Sending you lots of love and thank you very much. I love you all. Enjoy your day.